and welcome to case study number 26 of this series so brilliantly titled Kirk's 40 Case Study Closings. I'm your host, Ryan Kirk, and these case studies range from vacant lots to custom luxury homes and total $2,042,081.71 in profits and equity without having to personally go see the property. On some, with no cash, no credit of my own, it varies and I'll explain. And I do it all with Flip Logic and 1888 cash offer. Now let's get into number 26 of the 40 case studies. And that brings us to 2652 Magnolia in San Diego, California. This is actually in Pacific Beach, right on the borderline of Pacific Beach, which is, near SeaWorld and the famous Mission Beach over there in Mission Bay. So pretty cool area. This is a gentrifying, pocket there that was turning around. And this is a very small house that you can see in that photo. I mean, this thing was 2 bed, 1 bath, and under 1,000 square feet. And it was just a cosmetic, rehab, but it needed everything. And it is small square footage, so we did go with $40 a square foot on the repairs. And I believe they were going to have to touch everything, including the roof. So we went $40 a square foot. That was $31,000 in repairs. So let's talk about the lead. The lead was off market and tenant occupied, and this place was nasty. It was so bad inside. This is one of those cases where you are amazed that somebody's willing to pay rent and live in such conditions, but that's what was going on. So the deal was the tenant was going to vacate at closing. And every investor is going to want that when they intend to rehab and flip the property. They're going to want to get the tenant out of there. So you always want to agree to have the property vacant at closing, which we had written it up that way. The lead origin on this, it came from another investor, actually a huge rehabber. You probably may have heard of them. It's actually Than Merrill's company. CT Homes. They're down there in Pacific Beach, and this was a property that they do like 100 to 150 rehabs a year. Right at the time they were doing 100 a year. They were trying to ramp up to 150 a year, and then get up to 200 a year, with 50 out of that 200 being wholesale deals. So believe it or not, they hadn't really wholesaled very many deals, if not at all. So I was actually, kind of spearheading this whole deal because they didn't really know exactly how to work it, because they are definitely pros at rehabbing. I'm sure they do some wholesaling. It's just the guys who are handling it didn't have much wholesale experience. So what had happened was, it had come to us. I'm trying to think of how they even brought it to us. I think it was that they are an investor, cash buyer on our email list, on our buyers list, and we were discussing another property, and we asked them, well, do you have anything that you guys just want to unload and get rid of, without doing any rehab to it? And they said, yeah, actually, we have this one here on Magnolia and PB. And we said, great, send it over. We'll take a look at it. And how much do you want? They wanted $385 for it. So we knew that we could probably move this at $412, based on plugging in the ARV of $565, $40 a square foot for the repairs. We knew an investor would most likely pay $412 for it. So when we got it at $385, we said, yeah, that's an easy. We said, yeah, we'll take it. So we did an agreement with them, not by a purchase and sale agreement. We actually used what's called a flex option agreement, and that flex option agreement solidified our price at $385 and gave us the option to either close on it and buy it, or to bring a buyer and make the difference between our purchase price of $385 and whatever we assigned it for. So, and then the assignment was just direct between, them, because they were the contract holder, and then they were closing on it, so they were going to be the owner. Actually, I'm trying to think now. I do remember we didn't assign this to our buyer. What we did was we just signed the flex option, and then we linked them up via either a purchase and sale agreement, or we did an assignment. And now that I'm thinking, I know for sure, because CT Homes, they don't like to assign. They always intend to close. So I know they closed and took title, and then we wrote up the agreement, the purchase agreement between our investor and CT Homes, and then we just put our invoice in escrow, basically our flex option. We just sent that over to escrow to add us on to the buyer's settlement statement as with our assignment fee. So that's how we did that. So they said $385. We agreed to 14-day close. Buyer pays all closing costs except commissions. And our investor came from, a market. We always do a marketing blast, check the comps, and then also do an instant cash buyer search using Flip Logic. But this specific buyer came from an agent that's on our buyers list. The real estate agent brought us the buyer, and we paid him a commission. I think it was a $5,000 commission. So we profited between $385 and $412. That was actually dollar for dollar, and I think it was probably a $417 deal, and we obviously our net was $412 from the investor to us, so our profit was $27,000. And that's how this deal went down. So they, again, it was awful condition, and their motivation was, they didn't want to rehab it. They just wanted to wholesale it. It was, they must have got it at a song, and they just wanted to, make a quick buck and get out of it. So they wanted to wholesale it themselves. And that's, my friends, is the end of that. As far as money goes, we didn't have any dollars in this deal because we didn't have to wire a deposit. We just used a flex option agreement, so we never had to put up a deposit. And we did go look at it. I did go look at it, and the reason why is because they were there, the seller, CT Homes, and our investor was there, and I did not want them fraternizing, even though we had an agreement in place. I just wasn't comfortable, having them there, the selling party and our investor there without our presence. And you should always feel the same way. Again, if it's vacant or there's a tenant there, hey, no big deal. Send your investor on over, and you don't need to be there. But if there is the selling party or the owner, if they're present, yes, you do not want them discussing terms together, exchanging contact information, getting buddy-buddy. So you do not want that to happen. So you need to be there under those circumstances. All right, that's it. Well, again, thanks for watching. 10% of YouTube videos are watched till the end. So if you're in that 10%, you're a hustler, persistent, determined to succeed, and I wish you much success. So thanks for watching. I look forward to working with you.